And it's going to take a while for me to recover. I feel like there's so much that she taught me as a Cancer moon, which Cancer is a sister sign of Capricorn. She's very open emotionally, and I'm very closed off emotionally. So it's like we're two sides of the same coin. The other thing about it that I want to mention, and I'm going to wrap this up, is, life is short. Life is short. She ended up having another episode at her home, and then her heart stopped beating. And they took her to the hospital, and she never came back. I thought I had all this time. I thought I was going to get myself together, balance out all my chakras, all my emotions around this big transition in my life, and we're going to get back together and kiki like we used to. And we didn't. And we won't. I still feel her presence with me all the time, but the way that she loved was so inspiring. That is what I'll always take with me. She loved hard, bold, and brave, unashamed, to risk it all, throws her heart on the line every time, does not care if you think it's embarrassing, you think it's cringe. 23 years with the same guy, and you cannot get through a shift at work without her mentioning that man at least once. 23 years. Still 23 years later making comments about how other women better not be looking at him. Because to her, he was everything. He was a god. It was a beautiful love to witness up close. I feel so lucky. I feel so privileged that she even invited me to that story. Because before that, it's not even like we were that close. Like, we were co-workers, yes, but we weren't hanging out outside of work. And that journey was just getting started when all of this happened. This is when I felt like I was really going to get to know her. Like, not the worker, but, like, yeah, at the job, we got to get to know each other well. Because, when you work after hours and you work in crisis, kind of like nurses that work in the ICU, you get to know each other well. Because you're dealing with life and death in such crazy situations that you automatically gonna bond. You have to. And you automatically are gonna build a rapport. Because it's too real for you to be fake. You're dealing with real life. You can't just talk about what you have for lunch, But I was excited to get to know her heart more. And I know that's not what the universe intended for us. But I'm talking about this publicly because I want to hold myself accountable, okay? I want to hold myself accountable because I believe the lesson that she came to teach me is that you don't always have to have it together. And if you're waiting for having it together to show your heart, you may never get a chance to. And at the end of the day, love is really all that matters. Okay? And the other piece of it that broke my heart, that made me so angry, is that every time when I would go see her, I will often be by myself in the room. It would just be me and her, which was lovely because we got to talk, intimately. Because when you go through something traumatic like that, it just sheds all of the fake shit that's on you. Because I went through that when I got diagnosed with lupus. All of the pretense, all of the fakery, all of the ego, all of that shit goes away. When you can't walk on your own and you need somebody to hold your hand to walk, that shit will humble you for real. Okay? Like for real. And a lot of people don't understand how precious life is, unfortunately, until they are in those situations. And I think me going through getting diagnosed with lupus, I had to go through some of that ego death, right? It's like, you're living for your ego. You're not living for love. You're here to live for love. So she was already somebody that was living for love. But after she went through that, it's like she became even more loving. And, I used to tell her all the time that she would piss me off because she's literally the only person on earth that I could be having like a normal conversation with, and she will find a way to say something so poignant and yet so subtle that suddenly I feel all of my emotions rising up inside of me, because she was never afraid to go there. Like the things that the people are afraid to say, she was never afraid to expose those feelings and own them fiercely. And I've always admired that about her. So when she got sick, she did it even more. I can tell you I've cried. I've cried the most this year than I've ever cried. Probably my entire life. Because of Jenny. Because of Jenny. Because of the lessons she taught me. Because of the way she showed up in the world. Because of how she lived her life. And I'm still working through some of that. And I'm still working through some of my anger. Because you, Cancers, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you guys give everything. You give everything to everyone. And when she was in the hospital, on her deathbed, which we didn't know was her deathbed at the time, I was expecting to see flowers, cards, balloons, people. Lots of people. There weren't lots of people. There was her husband, her mom, her sisters, me, and another coworker. That's it. When I think about all the love that she poured into that job, and I think about all the love that she poured into every place that she entered, because she was that kind of person, she could always sniff out who was suffering the most in the room, and she was gonna go and give them a beautiful day. When I think about the fact that this is how she lived her life, and that when she was fighting for her life, she was, mostly alone. It was another, pain. It was another stab in my heart. So the first stab in my heart was my reading, saying that he was going to be experiencing a lot of death. The second stab in the heart was the fact that she was actually not here. Third stab was the fact that I delayed on telling her what I was going through because I thought I needed to handle on my own, and we're going to talk about it later. And then the fourth stab was that after a lifelong of giving everything she's got to everybody she's ever met, that she died without getting half of what she gave, without getting the same love and support that she gave, without getting the cards that she gave, the love she gave, the energy she gave. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I'm sharing this story for you, to you, okay? I have a lot of clients that are Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this reason. I need you to take this seriously. When you deny yourself the love you give others, you do yourself a disservice. Because what I have learned from Jenny is that more likely than not, those people are not going to turn around and give you that same love. They're going to take your love and they're going to run with it. And they're going to enjoy it. And when you're fighting for your life on a hospital bed somewhere, you're going to be alone, except with your family and a couple of friends. She also had a couple of friends that were not work friends that came. But when I tell you how grand and bold this woman was energetically, the amount of people that were there is not comparable to the amount of love that she gave. And that cut me. It just cut me to my core. Because I'm like, how? How do I spend my time off work? Giving love to people I work with. And how do I go through the world with my heart in my hand, giving love to everybody I meet? And here I am by myself. Not even anything that anybody left behind as a reminder that they were here, as a way to bring me joy, something bright for me to look at, something for me to have hope in. So Jenny broke me. Congratulations, Jenny. I know she's somewhere laughing hysterically because she used to do this shit to me all the time, and I would literally like cuss her out every time she did it. Like, you're the only one that makes me cry. Why do you do that? I don't want to cry. I'm not trying to cry. This is not why I'm here. Can we just have a civilized conversation? And it's like she enjoyed it because she always knew like which button to press, you know, because Cancers, you know, they know how to get inside your soul. They're like, oh, you think you're hiding that? You're cute. You're cute. You're cute. I peep game. Okay, let's talk about this. And it's like, so I am grateful to have known such a beautiful soul who could see past my awkward presentation, who could give me love even when she didn't understand, who could show me another way of existing in the world that wasn't the way Capricorn does it, which is close off and keep people away. But she also taught me that taking care of yourself should be paramount, because one of the things she regretted was not taking care of her health, because she said she suspected that she had epilepsy. She didn't know. Obviously she didn't know, but she said she suspected it. And she avoided going to see a regular doctor because she thought she might. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, take care of yourself. These people that you're breaking your back for, most of them won't break their back for you. Family, and I mean family, I didn't say relatives. Those are two words. Relatives are people you're connected with by marriage or blood. Family are people who show up for you and who love you whether you're up or you're down. People that come see you in the hospital when you're going through something, okay? Family, if you have family that loves you, put your energy there. Stop trying to put your energy in these other places, because at the end of the day, that's who's going to hold you down, Cancer. And if people don't want to like you because you're not giving them your energy, let them. Because when you are on your deathbed, those same people that feel entitled to your energy are the same people that are not going to be there for you, because to them you were never a person, but rather someone to use. Okay? So I need you to be a little more selfish, because these people are being selfish with you. They can never match your level of emotional depth, emotional vulnerability, emotional intelligence, emotional honesty. None of them. They will pretend to, because they want your good juice, your love, your encouragement, your sympathy, but they can't match it. So stop giving away your juice to people who do not love you, because when you love hard. It's till the death, okay? This is why you need to keep your circle small. And if people show you that they're not as loyal as you, I need you to get those scissors out, sharpen them, and cut that shit off and not look back. She risked her entire life avoiding her health to take care of everybody else but herself. That's not good. That's not good. So don't do that. If she was sitting next to me, that's what she would tell me. That's what she would tell you. And when we're in the hospital, I heard her say this to people. Don't do what I did. Don't be like me, is what she would say. Because she knew that wasn't healthy. So this is just for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, especially Cancer Stellium. Jenny broke me. Jenny was a Cancer Moon. Jenny is the only soul on earth who could always make me cry during a normal random conversation, because her heart was deeply loving and so insightful, so emotionally intelligent, very accepting, super open-minded, and also very assertive about social justice. Like, she was everything you would want in an ideal, like, personality. She was funny, she was outgoing, just super cool. I will forever miss her. I will forever take her with me wherever I go. But I just felt that I needed to let you guys know what really broke me and why I was crying, and why I will continue crying spontaneously, because I still can't believe that I went through all this in a year. I still can't believe that this is how this ended. None of this is real to me at this point. I'm past the denial. I'm at the anger right now stage. And I know eventually I'm going to get to acceptance, but I'm not there yet. It's going to take some time. So bear with me if I bring this up again and start crying about it all over again. But if you have people in your life who love you, love them hard and love them back. It's better to love a few people hard than it is to give everybody cheap love. That's what I learned from Jenny. Okay? Alright guys, I love you. And thank you Instagram for hanging out with me. And thanks to you guys on TikTok for hanging out with me. I know I'm not posting as much, but you guys can follow me on other platforms. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Thread, I'm on YouTube. I have a podcast. I do a lot of other things. So, I want you guys to like find me in other places so we can connect there as well. Oh, I love you guys. Let me end this so I can give you my heart hands. I love you guys so much. You guys really gave me a second lease at life when you allowed me to do astrology professionally. Because the funny thing is, my very first astrology video was actually a rant. I made it because I was living with chronic illness and I woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day and I was in pain. And I just felt like reading all the zodiac signs for filth. And that's literally how this started. So I had no way of knowing that this would blossom into what it is now, or that we would be here at 100 and however 30 or whatever thousand followers. I didn't know this when I made that first video. I was just in a funk. And I just wanted to let my negativity ring through the internet because I was irritated and annoyed. And I'm grateful that those of you who came on then, that you're still hanging with me. And now I've actually like transmuted that anger into something positive. I'm grateful I get to do healing work. And I get to actually help people live better lives and help people manifest the lives of their dreams, help people work through their obstacles, learn their karmic lessons. I'm grateful for all of it. So you guys mean the world to me. You guys have given me a new lease on life when I was down and out, when I was in my darkest hour. TikTok really kept me going. It's the truth. And it's not that there aren't other things that were good in my life, but TikTok allowed me to create art, express myself, speak up, communicate. And through that, I got to meet all of you beautiful souls. So I really appreciate you. You mean the world to me. I wouldn't be where I am without you. So thank you for hanging with me. Billy Cube said she came late. Sending me a big hug and good energy. Thank you. I appreciate it. No worries. I just like randomly popped on because I wanted to let you guys know like what happened with my friend, because I know I went on this like, it's like I wanted to talk about it but I didn't want to talk about it, so I was just like commenting because I was so angry. That's really what it was. I was just so angry that she's gone. So I decided I needed to at least use words to talk about it so you knew where I was coming from. And I also wanted to talk about Kiki because I'm tired of seeing women getting dogged out by men who do not deserve them. So basically that's it. Let's all aspire to create experiences that are worthy of our existence. Let's match our vibration to the experiences that we want. If we don't want dusty ass experiences, let's not date dusty ass people. And if we don't want, challenging health problems, like let's not give all of our healing energy to people who don't give us anything back. Let's give ourselves that healing energy so that we're taking care of ourselves first. And once we are stable, then we can give our energy to others. Thank you for saying that you're sorry for my loss. I love you guys. Thank you for all of your support. You mean the world to me. Thank you for listening to my long-winded story, but I appreciate you hanging with me. And I guess I'll catch you next time. My next live is going to be on the 17th. I'm going to be talking about Kanye and his mom, and I might be crying then too, because if you haven't seen the documentary, you need to watch it. It's on Netflix about Kanye and his mom. Before we do that one, because if there's one relationship that makes me cry, it's these two, because these two are soulmates. It's just a beautiful thing when a soulmate is between a mother and her son, or a father and their daughter. It's just, love is a beautiful thing, and I love to experience that up close. Oh, thank you for saying you'll be there. All right, y'all, have a good night. Bye. Love and light. Au revoir. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit.